Okay, so hi, good evening, everyone, and welcome to this evening's little extra special class that we've got going on. And I've got some great information I want to share with you. So let me just bring up my screen. Just 2 seconds. Share. There you go. And here you go. Okay, so guys, you've all heard me say this so many times, and lots of other people, that success leaves clues. And I think it just gets, it trips off the tongue a little bit. And we sometimes forget to just take a step back and think about what that means. Look, this is really simple. Look, on the screen, we see footsteps of people who've trodden the path before us, okay? And that means, they've been there, done it, they've got the t-shirt, and they've trodden the path, and all we need to do is to be able to copy what it is that they do, okay? Now, this is a relatively new team, okay? We're all relatively new to doTERRA, aren't we? And in the time that we've been in doTERRA, the very short period of time, we've been doing and trialing and implementing and adjusting lots of things as we go. And I think we get to a point where you find that something in particular is working very, very well. And we do our best to make sure that when we find something that's working really well, that we want to be able to let you know, because this business is not about us keeping secrets. It's not about us wanting to be able to be the only person in our team that can do anything. We want to be able to show you how to do the same. So we've got vested interest in all of your successes, okay? So we're never ever going to keep anything to ourselves. We're always going to want to share it to be able to help you, okay? So tonight is all about showing you some of the things that I've been doing, because most of you will know me as someone who constantly recruits, consistently, okay? And that means we are in control, and we're able to plan, we're able to, set goals, because we actually have an input that gets a degree of results that we can start to move forward with, okay? So I want to show you what it is that I do that makes the difference. And I've looked and thought about it and thought, well, how can I, come down from being, if you like, unconsciously competent and come down to a stage below that, which is, confidently confident and competent, okay? And that's because it enables us to be able to look more closely at what it is that we do that makes the difference. But for those of you that are, relatively new to doTERRA, because we've got some people on here who've only been in like a week or so, look, this is what's happening in doTERRA. This is just the European division, but this is what's happening. Look, end of 2015, 16 million turnover. End of 2018, 140 million. Now, that's what you see there is people's teams. It's doTERRA, but it's people's teams. So this is unprecedented growth. It's staggering what's happening. So that tells you that there's an alignment, of the planet, so to speak. It tells you that. But of course, there's a big difference between just being involved and being committed. Okay, so if you get committed to this, you can in a very short period of time change your life, okay, in so many different ways. And I want to be able to make sure that we clear on this, because there's nothing I'm going to show you on here that's difficult. Okay, it's all pretty straightforward. In fact, sometimes I think to myself, what is it that people don't understand? It's really simple, okay? And I think it stems from the why. The why you is more important than the how to, okay? And I think when you have a strong enough reason why, the how to becomes easy, because you naturally seek out what it is that you need to do, and you're not easily put off, because of course you're not going to allow anything to stand in the way of what it is that's important, okay? So I think that's really important to understand. Now, this is just something that came out there the other day. It's actually from doTERRA. And they were just recognizing the new rank advancements. This is just in Europe and just in June. Okay, so this is just like last month. So there was 1 new diamond in Europe, 1 new platinum, 5 golds, 10 silvers, 38 premiers, and 129 elites. And so doTERRA decided to show some of the earning figures, okay, for people who are at this level, but the average incomes, okay? So these are actually from audited reports. This is not just picking a number. So that the average diamond income is £161,000 a year. The average platinum is 84,000. The average gold is 45,000. And the average silver is about 20,000. Now, average obviously meaning some businesses are much more developed and mature at that level, and some are relatively new, just hitting the levels for the first time. Or so it's in its infancy. So it's obviously a combination of all of them added together and then divided, okay? And these are the average incomes. Now, these are life-changing incomes, okay? I'm sure you'd agree. Most people would settle for probably, I don't know, maybe it's a gold income, 45 grand a year, passive income. Okay, there's a big difference between linear income, which is working in the corporate world and, having to, work every hour God sends and shackled to the company and living in fear of redundancy and having all this money but having no time. And then when you get a passive income, it's obviously you're getting money and time, which is quite a unique combination. So that's what makes it very, very special. But when you see what's available, say I don't see a number there. What I see is a lifestyle. I see how these incomes and more can impact our families. What choices that gives us. Okay, and I think too many people get used to they just simply get used to living life in the way that it is, and they actually stop dreaming and stop imagining, how it can be, because most people never do change their lives. Most people live in quiet desperation and just try to make the best of it the way that it is, So I want to help you all. For those that are interested, I want to be able to help you to be able to change your lives, okay? So that you can look back in a very short period of time and think, do you know what? That was the best decision of my life, okay? So if you want to build an income with doTERRA, you're going to need to initially find lots of people interested in essential oils. Can you see that I've underlined lots of people? You see, if you have been in doTERRA a number of months and you're looking back at how many people that you've actually shared it with, and it's not really very many, and it's the odd one here or the odd one there, or perhaps none, I've got to tell you, that's not enough to change your life with doTERRA. It's not. It's a business. All businesses need customers. And if you think about it, a customer, it is 85% of the people who join doTERRA are just customers. Now, I don't mean just customers. I mean, they are people who love the products. They don't have any aspiration, but they love the products, and they buy the products, and they buy a kit, and they set up the LRP because they love the products and they need to replenish the products. We all love to find people who love essential oils. That's how you build a long-term stable business, by having lots of people who love essential oils. So in some respects, it's no different to a normal business. If you're a business and you don't find one customer a month, I think you've got a problem, okay? So you need to look at it that way. You see, sharing it with one person a month, or maybe it's even two people a month, it's not enough to be able to make an impact, okay? It will be slow to grow. And that's okay if that suits you. But if you have any sense of urgency for what it is that you want to be able to achieve, let's say you're working a job and you want to be able to get out of that job within, let's say, 6 months, or you want to get out of that job within 12 months or 18 months, you're going to have a sense of urgency, because the organic growth isn't going to take you to where you want to be. Even if you share it with somebody who comes in and actually gets really excited in your team and starts building a big organization, unless you can enroll people yourself and you can actually build and create some structure outside of that one exceptional person in your downline, you're not going to be able to enjoy the benefits that you could be enjoying. So you have to be able to be in control of your day-to-day activities to be able to always, within a month, have a certain amount of people who've joined you as either customers or people who want to share or people who want to build. But the quality, if we're looking at people who really want to build something spectacular or really want to do something significant, those people are within the quantity. So you have to bring in the quantity, and then the quality will come from that. Not that I'm referring to people who are not quality, who are not builders, you understand, but you get where I'm coming from. So once you get momentum in your business and you create some structure, it will grow and grow and grow and grow. And you don't need at that point then to recruit. For example, I think Nathan and Rebecca now are Presidential Diamonds. I don't think they actually recruit and roll a lot of people anymore now, but they have like, thousands of people that join that team now, and it's a way, it's got a life of its own. It's like a steam train. It's growing and growing and growing, okay? But initially, you've got to be able to take control yourself, okay? And it's really, really important. And you've got to be consistent. So doing 1 or 2, new members this month and then not doing anything for the next 2 months, it's not enough. It's not going to get you to where you want to be, okay? And I don't want anybody to be delusional. I want people to realize that this is a really exciting opportunity, but you've got to be prepared to put the work in. This opportunity, as every other business is, it's disguised in work boots and overalls. You've got to get committed. You can't expect to earn these type of incomes and be the sort of person that, like, it's like having a millionaire, vision, but then working at minimum wage. It's like, it can't be done. Okay. So you need to, I honestly believe that until you've recruited 20 people yourself into this business, whether they be customers, shares, or recruited 20 people into this business on kits, you're just a rookie. There's nothing wrong with being a rookie, but you see, you will learn from the process of, finding people and bringing them into the business and then helping them to, become inducted and step forward and help them to get what they want. Until you've brought at least 20 people into the business, you're a rookie, okay? And that means, that you haven't really gotten going with it yet. So, that's what we need to do. We need to find, so you need to write down write down, from where you are right now, you need to find another 20 people as fast as you possibly can. 20 people, okay? And even if you get a bit of paper and write out, put 20 things on like that, little sticks, okay? And cross them off as you get one. And hone in and write the date that you started it, okay? And really focus yourself on the need to do what you need to do. So based on the Success Leaves Clues, I don't get many people coming to me saying, Peter, tell me exactly what you do. Where do you spend your time? Of all the different activities, where do you spend the most of your time? You see, that would be a good question. I don't know anybody who's asked me that question. And if you think about it, it's crazy, because at this moment in time, we're doing all right. We've mastered what we need to master to be able to do it. And let me tell you, people don't join me because I'm Peter Rea the Diamond, because when I speak to prospects, they've got no idea, who we are or if we're any good at what we do. I'm just communicating the business, and I don't communicate it as if I'm like, the way you see me when I get a bit carried away on webinars, I actually tone that down, and I'm just communicating the basics. So nobody asks me what it is that I do. And I find that a little bit staggering, because if you were to ask me what it is that I spend 90% of my time on, it is really, really simple. And it is this. It's dealing with my inquiries off my own Facebook ad. That's where I spend 90% of my time. Facebook targeted advertising. Okay, and I use WhatsApp as if I was being paid to use it. Okay, I use it immensely. And it is one of the most, these two things together for me is what it gets me so excited, is because I know how to use both of them. I've mastered it. It's like if you give a sword to a child, they're not going to master it. You've got to get good at it. You've got to get good at it, okay? So it's not just about having it, it's about getting good at it. And that's really, really important, okay? So one of the things I think is really, really important for when people come into this business is to be mindful that there is actually a system in place, okay? There is a system. And the system is what you see here on the screen, okay? Now, this is if you're working, obviously, online, with our online systems, okay? Number one, you generate an inquiry. Number two, you give some basic information. Number three, you have a little bit of a conversation, which greases the tracks. And number four, we get them onto a Zoom, and the Zoom works its magic. So you don't have to do that. We do 6 of them a week. Number five is obviously, when we get people registered. Number 6 is send them a welcome message to go and check out the the wellness consultation page in advance of coming onto the wellness consultation. Number 7 is welcoming into the group. Number 8, the wellness consultation. Number 9 is the 15-minute the back office navigate, to be able to then help them set up their LRP and show them how to go on. And number 10 is the strategy call. Okay, so that's the system. And a new person needs to know the system and be clear on the system. But here's what's the most important thing: the first 4 steps. The first 4 steps. Okay, because you've got to master the first 4 steps. Because you cannot do the second 4 steps until you've mastered the first 4. Okay, so for example, number 1 is lead generation. Okay, and if you're just getting small amounts of inquiries coming in, it's not enough. Okay, and number 2 is to be familiar with what you send a brand new person when they respond to an inquiry. And number 3 is like, well, what do we say to people? And number 4 is getting them onto the Zoom. If you can if you can get really good at generating inquiries, really familiar with the system, and you know exactly what to send people, and you've got no doubt, and then being able to have a really simple conversation, like I've shared with you all in the group. You'll have listened to my conversation, and that is not Peter Rea, entrepreneur, winner of wars. That is Peter Rea just saying, "Hi Mary, you replied to our ad, and I was just wondering, what interested you the most, and what always you." There's nothing difficult about that phone call, okay? And then getting people onto the Zoom class. It's so simple. I don't know why people, potentially find it difficult. So I think they must be confusing something. They must be missing out something, or I just don't know. But it's really, really simple, okay? So firstly, with targeted Facebook ads, okay, you need to understand this. The key to running your own ads, or the key to progress in doTERRA at any reasonable rate, if you would love to be able to enroll at least 4 to 5 people every month, which is really where you need to be, to have any degree of control, okay, and your dreams and your aspirations, you need to be generating 50 inquiries a week. Now, that's not a lot, okay? And I don't even break sweat to generate that. I could generate loads more than that, but I'm not efficient enough right now because of the other things I do to deal with more than that, okay? So I actually throttle back because, I'm obviously involved in other things, supporting and helping the team and working on new strategies and things like that, as well as supporting people and mentoring people and et cetera, et cetera. But the point being is that it's 50 leads a week. So whether your leads come from a combination of your own targeted ads and the ad pool, whatever it takes, you need at least 50 leads a week, okay? And the reason why you need 50 leads a week is I have come to find that 50 inquiries a week seems to be the magic number. Now, honestly, if I found it to be 40 or 30 or 70, I would tell you. But it seems to be 50. 50 seems to be the magic number, okay? And I also invest £50 a week into advertising, okay? And you really need to understand that. Now, not everybody at first might feel that they're in a position where they can budget for £50 a week advertising, okay? And I understand that, okay? But I'm going to come back to that point, and I'm going to make a very, very important point. But that's what I do. I make £50 a week advertising, okay? Now, so why targeted ads, or why ad pool leads? They are the most effective ways for you to be able to get to the right people. They're the most effective. It finds the perfect prospect. I see some people putting little posts in like buy and sell groups or other types of groups and saying, anybody interested in essential oils? That's just far too broad. There's people in their groups that don't even know what essential oils are. Why would you want to waste your time looking for like the odd little tiny percentage of people that might, you need to fish where the fish are and the type of fish that you want, okay? So that's why the targeted ads is really effective, okay? This is the most effective form of advertising today, is targeted audience advertising. It's where we create the specific qualities and interests of the people that we want to attract And then Facebook will show that ad only to those people. Every single day, I have lovely conversations with people who love essential oils. Okay? So it's effective use of my time. Who wants to have conversations with people who doesn't know what an essential oil is? And then you've got to take them through all the process of educating them what they are and what they're not. And I haven't got time for that. I don't know if you've got time for that, but I don't have time for that because I want to be able to achieve the success in this lifetime, if you understand, okay? So it helps us to find the perfect prospect, okay? It's also the most cost-effective ads, okay? It's cheaper than anything else you will be able to do. So people say, oh, I'm gonna buy some leaflets. I'm gonna put an ad in the newspaper. I'm gonna, and then you get some people, then you get some companies who advertise on radio and on TV and things like that. It is ridiculously either ineffective or expensive, and yet with targeted ads, it is so effective. And it's so sustainable and scalable. If I was to increase my budget by an extra £1 or £2 a day, I couldn't cope. Okay? So isn't it wonderful that we can show people in our teams how they can do it in the most cost-effective way, and that it's the most effective type of advertising to do to find the ideal customer. It's going to help them to manage efficiently and effectively their own time, and that it's completely sustainable. So you're never going to run out of inquiries. See, I see some people who get frustrated because they don't have any people to talk to. And but look at what you're doing to try and find people. You're trying to speak to the odd person that you might not have spoken to, who you know. You're putting the odd little ad out here. You're putting the odd little post on your timeline, and then you're frustrated that you haven't got anyone to be able to talk to. That's just insane. There's squillions of people out there who want what we've got, and it's so sustainable. You can have unlimited leads forever. Okay, so that's what's really important. And it, of course, it's very effective use of my time. Honestly, I tell you this, I log on a morning to check my leads with trepidation and anxiety because I think, oh my goodness, there's another flipping 15 leads. I haven't even managed to deal with the leads I've got from the last few days. Okay, so, there's those of you might be thinking, God, I wish I could get that. You can, okay? So we're also aligned with what the market wants. When people want information, when do they want it? They want it now. Well, when they're on Facebook and they can click on the ad and, and they want to find out more information, we've got a system in place that enables them to be taken directly to the website, look at the information, submit their details, say they want to come on a class. So we're doing what it is that people want. Most people don't want to pick up the phone, if the truth be put known. Life's changing. Everyone gets bombarded with phone calls every day by nuisance calls, PPI, you're out of contract, we're trying to sell you this. And people look at it. If they don't recognize the number, a lot of people don't answer the phone. Okay, so we're working in the way that the market wants, which is online using social media. That's what people want. So we have an opportunity to play the game where the game wants to be played. Okay, so that's really important. And we are in control. We are in control. You can take down your ad. You can put up your ad. You can increase your spending of your ad. You can increase the countries where your ad's going to be seen. You've got so much control, and it's really, really important. So those of you who are in the ad pool, it's fantastic, and that's there to support you, and to give you, leads on tap. But if you haven't yet getting your head around running your own ads as well, you need to. You absolutely need to, okay? Because, the success that can come from being able to understand how this works is fantastic, okay? So you've got global reach, and you can build an empire from your chair. Think about that. I can target anywhere in the world. If I want to run an advert tomorrow in Colombia, I could run an advert in Colombia, or I could run an advert in the Philippines. I could run an advert in South Africa, and by tomorrow I could have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 leads. People who are excited about what it is that we're offering. So it's all there to be had. Okay. So when I first start, now let's come back to me saying I spend £50 a week on ads. And those of you think, oh, well, I can't afford to spend £50 a week. Okay. Now I'm not saying you've got to spend £50 a week. What I'm saying is I would look to spend about £50 a week as soon as I could. But you see, that's the debatable point, isn't it? About whether you could afford it. because I couldn't afford it. When I started doTERRA, I didn't have an income at all. I didn't know how I was going to pay my mortgage next month. Okay, so that's the way. I couldn't afford. And I'm going to share with you something that I've never shared with anybody before, because some things you just don't share, right? You keep it to yourself. And I'm going to show you something, okay? This is the reality. Some weeks I had beans on toast 2 or 3 times a week because I valued me adverts and running an advert and getting inquiries so I could break the gridlock, so I could earn the income, build the team, than I did going out there and having something that was a little bit more, pleasurable as food. Okay, I thought, well, I'm not exactly starving. I don't look like I'm wasting away, and I'll just have beans on toast. I've even had beans on plate before so that I could run an advert. I've said to Claire, I've got to run my advert. This is in the early days. I've got to run my advert. If I don't run my advert, what's going to change? Okay. I went and sold some stuff, unwanted stuff on Gumtree so I could get money for advertising. Not money to go out and get a takeaway, not money to go out and go to the pictures, money to put into the advert. Okay. And we went without some of life's little luxuries because I've never not run an advert. I've not been able to afford to run an advert, but I've always run it. Okay? Always run it because it's too important not to. Okay? Look at this. This is me sending a private message to everybody's got a friend, a confidant that they know really, really well. This was a message I sent to a friend of mine, okay, not long when I'd been first on, having a bad day. I even had their name in there, I had to take their name out. Having a bad day, financial pressure is crippling. Sometimes it just gets too much. So skint, this is me dinner. Cheese on toast. That's me evening meal, not me breakfast. All right? So, now, I'm not suggesting you do that, but my goals and my dreams and my aspirations, are important enough for me to do that. Now, what you do isn't entirely up to you, but I'm just letting you know, it's not always been okay for us. You might have thought it's always been okay, but it wasn't. Okay, well, when we didn't lose, when our income was lost, okay, my like Harley Davidson motorbike went back, me BMW, X6 went because they were luxuries. I can always get them again, okay, but I had to shed the load, okay. Now, by having this attitude and by doing what I've done, this is what's happened. Look, that was our business when we first started. There was 20 people in there. Look, after, within the first month or something, okay? And because we went really hell for leather. And look at it now, 2,053 people in 27 countries, okay? And all I've spent my time doing is targeted ads and reaching out to people that I knew initially, because the people that we knew initially, of course, were people where we felt they know us, they like us. I'd like to think so anyway. There's an element of trust there. And I thought these people would take a look at the opportunity. So we started there. Okay, that's where we started. But we very quickly outgrew that. Why some people take months to contact the people that they know. I got it over and done within the first 14 days. I just did it so that I could move on. Are they going to follow me? Are they going to join me? Are they coming on board? Do they want to be a customer? Do they want to be a builder? Are they receptive to what I'm showing them? If not, right, let's crack on. Your family, your friends are not going to be. You don't have to rely on them joining you for to change your life. You don't need to rely on them for to build your business. We share it with them, okay? But that's not what's going to build a long-term sustainable income. It's from having an ongoing supply of leads coming through that you then follow up. But you start with where your advantage is. I started with where my advantage was. Okay, always play to your strength and play to your advantage. It's mad not to. But you don't wait around for people to come back to you. You crack on. And that's what we did. This will be 3,000 by the end of the year. And by the end of next year, it'll be over 6,000. Because now there's more people looking for people. So it's taking bigger jumps. Okay? And that's what's exciting. So I want as many people as I possibly can in every single country in my team, because I know that means when people are joining in all these other countries, the probability are they're going to be in my team. And that's the way you should think too, okay? So why and how have I done what I've done is because of, firstly, inspiration. When I saw what doTERRA could offer, and I thought, well, could we have that? Could we work from home? Could we have, this freedom of lifestyle and be able to, have the things that we were starting to lose sight of, and when we started to, shrink our dreams to match our income. Okay, so there was inspiration from what doTERRA was doing, but there was also an element of desperation, a desperation to change our circumstances. So there was inspiration and desperation. That's a powerful combination. But what about motivation? Because that motivation is just your motive. My motive is so huge and so strong, okay, that wild horses wouldn't keep me from providing what I want to provide for my family in their future. Okay, so it's hugely motivated. So when you put all these together, you've got a very, very powerful combination. So if anyone's thinking about, well, maybe I need to start and look at these Facebook ads, because remember, this is what Peter does 90% of the time. On our step-by-step guide, we've got tutorials on what to do. Now, I'm not suggesting you just suddenly dash off and try to fumble your way through it, but at least mention to your sponsor that you want to do it now and you're ready to do it. Let them know, and they will help and support you as you step into it to be able to do it, okay? So, look, this is just a typical ad. Please don't go copying the exact word, and it's not my ad, it's one of our team members, and don't go copying the exact same picture. But the point being is that it's just an ad that says, are you interested in natural medicine? In particular, therapeutic grade essential oils. Would you like to benefit from using the best oils in the world? And we're also looking for people who might be interested in working with us, in a lovely picture. Okay, so that's what a targeted ad is. And then behind the ad, if you like, is the demographics of people who live in Ireland, or people who live in Cyprus, or people who live in South Africa, or people who live in Germany, and people between a certain age, and people who are interested in this, and people who are interested in that. You create all of that, and then when you've created that, you promote that, and off you go. Okay. Now the point is, I want to let you have a look at this. In my back office for Facebook, in other words, me ad manager, look at the leads that I've had just in this month so far. What date? It's the 16th of the month. I've got 2 adverts running. One of them is I've had 83 leads come through, and the other one I've had 47 leads come through. Okay, so just so you know, the 47 ones is me leads in South Africa, and the 83 is me leads in Europe. Okay, so but look at the price of the leads, what I'm paying for them. Okay, so I'm paying 80 pence a lead, and I'm paying 90 pence in Europe. Now there's some people on this team right now, who are really high quality people. I wouldn't name them because I'll miss somebody off, and I wouldn't want to offend anybody. But there's some people who I have personally enrolled on this call tonight who've come from these inquiries, and it cost me 80 pence or 90 pence to find you. Now, if you look at you and the value that you place on you and what you want out of life and what type of person you are, it only cost me 80 pence or 90 pence to find you. Okay, and if you don't think that's exceptional value for money, I don't know what you think would be. Okay, because I think that's amazing. Because I know some of the people that I've recruited on here, and you are amazing people. You are very, very competent, capable people, and lovely people too. And I found you so easy. Okay, now, so when you click on it, you can download the lead. Look, this is one of them in the last 7 days. So even though I've showed you 16 days in, that's how many leads I've had in the last 7 days off one of them, 37, and the other one is 17. Okay, I can't keep up with my leads. Okay, I could enroll a lot more people if I was more efficient. Okay, but look, there's the number, 50 leads a week. That's where I'm at. So I'm not asking you to do anything that I'm not doing myself, that I'm not already finding working. Okay, so that's really, really important. But why 50 inquiries a week is the magic number? Why is that? Well, it's because, number one, when we run these adverts, you're always going to attract some people who are curious to find out more. It doesn't mean to say they're ready to buy. So they're curious. Remember, they've seen the ad on Facebook. Okay, they've gone on to maybe post something of interest themselves, or to check the news feed, and then something pops up that catches their attention because Facebook are putting it in front of them. It doesn't mean to say, for example, that Diver is ready to right now join doTERRA, but it's caught an eye. Okay, so we know that not everybody that it catches the eye is going to be ready to buy, so to speak. Okay, it also takes into account that people live busy lives, because when you're dealing with these inquiries, You're going to get some people who, you might not get, they don't come back to you as quickly as the next person, and you might get a little bit frustrated and think, well, I've got these amount of leads, and, and there's quite a few people who haven't come back to me yet. And, and I've sent them an email, I've sent them a message, or I've rang them and I haven't answered. And you allow that to frustrate you. Hey, that's the way that it is, because the curiosity seekers and people live busy lives. It's mostly mums that we attract into this business, and we all know how busy mums are. Look, that picture pretty much depicts it pretty well there. That's probably being conservative. So that's the reality. So if you don't have enough numbers, okay, then it won't give you the result that you're looking for. So you always need more than you actually need. And so it is a numbers game, and the 50 a week seems to take into account the considerations. Now, if you're currently generating 1 lead a week at the minute, or 2 leads or 3 leads, you might think, oh my goodness, 50 leads a week is just inconceivable. Can I tell you, I spend £7 a day, maximum. That's all I spend. So, that's what stands in the way of you being able to supercharge your advancement in doTERRA, because the more leads you get, the quicker you're going to learn. You're going to learn what to say, what not to say. Oh, that didn't work very well. So you're going to go on a very quick learning curve so I find it's easier to build a business faster than it is to build it slower. So you need to, whatever you need to do, you need to generate 50 leads a week as soon as you possibly can. Now, Neil runs an ad pool, every month, and you can stick some money into the ad pool, and then you can also put some money into running your own ad, okay? And because that way, you're learning to develop the skills yourself, which is always going to put you in a better position instead of just relying on an ad pool. The ad pool is fantastic, and I was always in the ad pool, but now I've gotten really, 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 really good at running my own ads. There's no point in me going in the ad pool because I couldn't cope, okay? So it's there to help you as well, okay? Now, more leads means more Zooms, okay? And more Zooms means more people will join. It's that simple. But what also happens is, the other thing about 50 inquiries a week is that seems to bring in enough people to make the whole advertising self-financing, okay? So what we always promote in the team is the Home Essentials Kit. And that's for all the right reasons, because it represents the best value for anyone, okay? There's no two ways about it. It's the best value. And I want you to look at a few numbers here, okay? So 220 PV is the points value given approximately to someone who would purchase a Home Essentials Kit. And if you enroll somebody in a Home Essentials Kit, that means you get 20% in dollars of 220, which works out at approximately $44. So if you share it with someone, so look, there's a lovely lady on tonight, because I can see her just on my screen, Diva. She's just joined. She started on the Home Essentials Kit, and I made $44. Okay, and thank you very much, and I'll get paid that within a week. But the point being is that if I just share it with 5 people a month who join on the Home Essentials Kit, now I've done that already, and I'm only halfway through the period. I'm only halfway, so in 2 weeks I've done that. So I've already, if you like, covered what I've spent in advertising. So it hasn't cost me anything at all, because I'm getting enough people coming in now because of the actions and what I'm doing to be able to make it all self-financing, okay? So, and that's really important. But not only have I covered me advertising, my business is growing. And there are people on this call tonight, for example, now let me just hone in on Benita. Okay, Benita has only been in the business. She hasn't even got a kit yet. Okay, oh no, she got a kit. No, she hasn't. She hasn't even got a kit yet in South Africa. Hasn't got a kit yet. Only been in a few days. Okay, I had 3 people on the Zoom class tonight. 3 people. Some of those people will join. Okay, so the point being is, look, if we look at it from me at the moment, so I enrolled Benita. I made me $44. Benita's now brought 3 people in on the Zoom. Okay, let's say those 3 people all join. Okay, I'll get 10% of whatever the kit value is when Benita brings these people in. So not only will Benita make 20%, I'll also get 10% of the kit. So here's the thing, what's interesting. So you can see that your business starts to grow and become self-funded, and then you get it to the point where you even start to make profit on your advertising. Okay, which is wonderful. Now, if you are signing people up into doTERRA without kits, it's insane. Okay, because if somebody just joins and has a wholesale membership and doesn't have any oils and they're not starting on a kit, they can't fall in love with the oils. They can't have that eureka moments. It doesn't strengthen that conviction. And if you come back to it from a financial point of view, you're going to get 20% of nothing. 20% of nothing. And how can you ever have your advertising become self-funding? Because you can't. See, my advertising is completely self-funding because we do it right. Okay? So it doesn't cost me anything. And because we get our Fast Start bonuses weekly, you know, I'm not even having to front £200 a month because I run me ads. Facebook take it, I think, once a week or something, but I'm getting me Fast Starts paid once a week as well. So I don't even have to front the money, so to speak, okay? So it's really important to understand that, you know, this is essential to help you to be able to do what you do. So this is what I do all the time, okay? Now, let's just come back to this simple system to reassure people, because there are some people on here tonight who haven't even had that strategy session yet. And obviously coming on tonight and they're kind of seeing this as well. So I'm going to have to just bring in a little bit of the basic system, okay? So look, somebody replies to an advert. We've got an email that we send them. You don't have to make up the email. You don't have to craft it, think about it. We give you an email. But look, what it's doing is it hones in on, you know, thank you for your interest, but look, would you like to attend one of our free online classes? Okay, so that's interesting. And then what we do is we know that when they reply to the ad and we give them the email, asking if they want to come on the class, we point them, do we not, to the website where they can go on and they can decide if they want to be a product consultant or a wholesale customer. And it obviously heavily, you know, leans on, hey, come on to a class and find out more. So, you know, and you can get one of these little websites for $12. $12 one-off fee. You don't even have to host it. $12 we've managed to negotiate a fantastic price so you can have your own little website. So you can send them an email. You can get yourself a little website, send them an email. They're going to land on the website. They're going to look at that. Okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to send them a WhatsApp message. I love WhatsApp. Why is it important to send a WhatsApp message? I'll tell you in the shell of a nut. When people leave their message, when they've seen your Facebook ad, Facebook automatically populates their email address, their telephone number, and their name. But that might have been an email address that they used when they first set up their Facebook account. People change their email addresses. I get people coming back to me saying, I didn't receive the email, Peter. So you're sending an email thinking and waiting that they're going to like reply back to you, and all the time they haven't even received it. So when you send a WhatsApp message, now not everyone's on WhatsApp, but I only target countries that are on WhatsApp because I know how valuable WhatsApp is. It's a huge tool. And when you see how I use WhatsApp in a minute, you'll be completely convinced because I've mastered it, okay? And it's so simple. So look, there's a little message. So I get a lead in. First thing I do is I write it in my book. It's my little system. I add the name into my phone as a contact. If anybody found my phone, they'd think, "Bye, he's a popular bloke. Look at all them people he does." Okay, because I put them all into my phone. Okay, and as soon as I put it in on my phone, it tells me if they're on WhatsApp. And if they're on WhatsApp, they get a little stereotype message. There you go. Thanks for replying to the ad. You know, lovely to hear from you. I've sent you an email. If you haven't received it, let me know. Look forward to hearing back from you. P.S. It'd be great to have a little chat about your interests. So I send them that little WhatsApp message. That's the system, okay? And the WhatsApp is the key to communicating that system. So I'm going to let you see the little series of messages that I send to people, okay, after I've sent them that first WhatsApp. So look, there's the first WhatsApp there. So if I don't hear back from somebody, you know, within a few days, now look, I'm not like rigid, 2 days, send them another one. Sometimes it might be 3 days or 4 days, if I'm honest with you, okay? But then I send them another one. Just wondered if you've had a chance to look at the information I sent you. Okay, so that one there. And I like it that you can see the little ticks if they've seen it as well. So that psychologically helps you to think, oh, well, at least I know they've seen the ad. Okay. And then if I don't hear back from them again, look, I send them another one. And this one's like, I just wondered if you'd like to attend one of our free Indoor Essential Oils classes, okay? I get a great response from that third one. I get more of a response from that third message than I get from the second message. So sometimes I kind of miss out the second message, just going straight to the third one, okay? So just so you know, and that's what I do, okay? Now, Here's some examples of how I use WhatsApp. Really, really powerful, okay? Now, this is not in any sequence. I just want you to see the type of communication that goes on with me on WhatsApp, okay? So I've sent someone one of the messages, and look, hi Florian, are you free to speak? A simple little thing like that. Are you free to speak? Yes, Peter, I'm free. Okay, great, I'll call you in 2 minutes. Okay. Now, where she's got an email address, that's when I spoke with her. Okay, I spoke with her then. So look, 1743, and then look, then afterwards, 1801. So I've had a phone call in between there. Had a lovely phone call. She's agreed to come on the class, and the email is just for me to confirm the class. In the email, they get to download Zoom. And then look, lovely to chat, Florian. I've sent you an email. See you tomorrow, because she's obviously coming on the class. Look, it's people by people. It's about being friendly. It's not, this is Peter from recruitment, Peter corporate. You're hoping these people are going to join you. What are they joining? Somebody who's stiff and wooden and not very friendly? Okay, you want to build a great team. It's about people. And you don't build a business, you build people, and people build a business. And that's really, really important, okay? And look, you'll notice there, you know, once I've had a few little messages going back and forward in like sort of messenger form, then I'm dropping a nice little audio. People hear your voice. I'm just like, hey, Florian, that's fantastic. Look, looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a lovely evening. Thank you. Bye. All of a sudden, I've introduced a new little dimension, which is some tonality, a little bit of friendliness. And most people will come off having had a call with us or had some of these messages or received a little voice note. Most people will think, hey, what a nice chap. Probably. Okay. Now, here's another one. Okay. Just to give you a little bit of an example. So look, there's a little message saying, you know, bloody blah, and I've decided to send a little audio message. That little audio message might have said, hi, Vaz, you know, I just wondered if, you know, you're free to have a little chat with me. I'd love to have a bit chat about your interest. Hi, Peter. Now I realise that bloody blah. Look, there's just communication going back and forward. That's the point I'm making. Look, there's another one. And this is like, okay, no problems. I'm here if you can later. Afternoon, Lee. Are you free for chat on Monday? No reply. Leanne, are you still wanting to have a chat? Oh, hi, I'm sorry. I'm out and about with the hubby. Forgot it was his birthday. There's me. Whoops, just let me know when you're free. Haha, will do. It's just conversations. You're probably going to get bored when I show you some more of these because you're just seeing me little conversations. Look, there's another one. Hi, you know, hi, I live in the Netherlands. Oh, hi, Lex, are you free for a brief chat? Yeah. Oh, cool. I'll give you a call. Thumbs up. And then obviously I installed Zoom on my tablet. That's great. Well done. Do I need it? And it's progressing. Look, there's another one. Hi, Olwethu, my pleasure. Would 1:30 or 4:30 South African time work for you? 4:30 would be perfect. That's in the diary chat then. Later, hi, Peter. Are we doing a normal call or a video call? What would you prefer? You know, I'm being considerate and friendly. Look, there's another one. Sweetheart, good morning. Are you free for a chat today, please? Good morning, Peter. Yes, I'm free to speak. Anytime is okay. That's great. Are you free now? Yes, I'm free now. Great, I'll call you now. Look, there's the email afterwards. What does that mean? We've had a lovely conversation. We booked a Zoom. Same here, Peter. Lovely to chat, sweetheart. Send email. See you Monday. Smiley face. Same here, Peter. Thank you. Conversations. Relaxed, friendly conversations. Benita, here's one for you. There's Benita. Had a lovely chat with her. And then I always, when it comes to the class, always send a little Zoom call reminder image. Always, always. Okay. And I always do a little voice note. My little voice note would go like this. Hi, Benita. It's just Peter. I'm just reminding you that we've got our Intro to Essential Oils class on today at 12 noon. And it was just a little prompt just to say, no, let me know that you've downloaded Zoom okay. And that you're still good to go. Oh, and don't forget to come on 10 minutes early so we can just check your sound's working. You know, drop me a message back and let me know everything's okay. Look forward to hearing back from you. See you later, Benita. Bye. Okay? And look, sometimes I get really carried away and I do lots of little voice notes because sometimes people like voice notes and they reply back. Now, incidentally, this lady here, Valentina, was on my class tonight. Okay? And she loves it and she wants to get started. Okay? So, great conversations. There's another one. Again, with Benita, just back and forward. So, now, hopefully you're getting the drift that there's nothing that I'm doing that you can't do. It's a people business. We've got great systems in place. You've got the most effective way of generating inquiries that can help you to change your life, which is cheap as chips. You just have to be able to follow the tutorials, get it set up, get your ad running, spend a few quid a day, be familiar with the system. And your sponsor will help you with all of that, okay? But you've got to look at increasing the number of leads, because that's the key. Now, I want to finish off with this, because this is always just going to take an hour, and I'm ahead of myself. Well done, Peter. Okay, so I want you to do what Kim has done. This is Kim, another lady that I enrolled into the business. She's a lovely, smiley, happy mum, okay? And, you know, and she's great. And here's why she's great. Because she's committed to cracking it. She has had lots of challenges, okay? And she's remained determined throughout, okay? So she wanted to do Facebook and set up Facebook ads away, but she only had a smartphone. She didn't have a laptop or anything like that, okay? And I spoke to Kim, and she rang me, and I said, well, yes, and she's talking quite quietly. She says, I'm at the library. I'm at the library. She went to the library to be able to access the computer so she could log in and she could set that advert away, because the functionality was easier when she's looking on a big screen instead of trying to look at it on a little phone. And the day she told me that, that made me realize this girl's got something about her, okay? She focuses on solutions and not the problems, okay? She also is a mum. She's on maternity leave, okay? And she's not getting a great deal of money right now, but she found the money to invest. She told me that she was selling some stuff that she had lying around on eBay, like bags and bits and pieces she didn't want anymore, so she could use that to run ads. Now, I've got massive respect for people who do that, okay? She also had some technical challenges, okay? And, you know, sometimes she was ringing me up and saying, she was pulling her hair out a little bit, saying, I'm not getting many leads, and, you know, and can you have a look at the ad, and what have I done wrong? And, you know, and she was frustrated, okay? But she got confident in doing the adjustments. Too many people set up an advert and they manage to get the advert set up and they're not getting many leads coming in, but they don't go in and adjust anything. Sometimes you've got to do some edits. You've got to go in. Maybe the picture's a bit rubbish. Maybe the headline's a bit naff. Maybe you haven't got the audience set right, okay? You've got to get confident in going back in and making a few little adjustments. And what makes me really, really happy is that's exactly what Kim has done. And in the last week, she's had 80 leads in a week. And our leads are coming in at 16 pence a lead. She's put me to shame. I thought I was doing good at 80 pence a lead, 16 pence. Now, this is because you can target different countries. And Kim is also targeting some other countries that are nearly ready to open in doTERRA, okay? Like, for example, she's been targeting South Africa, she's been targeting the Philippines and Colombia and things like that, okay? Because these are other countries, you know, that are due to open. And, you know, and she's been getting some amazing leads. Now, she's got 3 ads running, I think she said. She's got 3 ads running, okay? So, you know, she's got one where she's having a little punt on some of these other countries that are yet to open. And then she's got some of our other ads running on the ones where we're already open, you know, and throughout Europe, okay? She's only spending £5 a day. If I say only, it's still a good commitment, but it's not a lot of money in the big scheme of things. £5 a day, and our team's coming on very, very nicely, okay? So she also keeps in great contact with me. I could put it on my phone now and press WhatsApp. Hiya, Peter, it's just came, like a breath of fresh air. Hiya, Peter, it's just came. I'm just giving you a little bit of an update. Blah, 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 blah. Fantastic, okay? You know, so this business is amazing, okay? And if you try your heart out, it will change your life, okay? But you cannot expect to have what doTERRA can give you when you're just putting in like a small or token effort. Now, look, there's no pressure on anybody. Remember that this is all about what you want, and some people are going to be happy to do it a little bit slower, and that's fine. Some people want to go faster but are a little bit challenged and frustrated because they don't quite know what to do, while they're doing this but not doing that. So hopefully this has just given you a little bit of insight as to where I spend 90% of my time, okay? And that's really, really important. Okay, so I just know that, you know, for example, Kim, it feels good to know that you're backing and supporting somebody, because for me, it's an investment in my future, is when you invest in people and you spend time with people. Okay, and you want to spend the time with the people who need and deserve the help. Okay, and not with the people who just steal your time and don't do anything. Okay, because again, there's only so many hours in a day, and it's all about, you're doing this for you and your family. Okay, so I'm going to finish off on this slide here. And this slide is keep your eye on your prize. Okay, now that picture on the screen could represent whatever is important to you. Now, one of my huge goals, okay, is to purchase a villa, okay, which will be, somewhere probably in Spain or Cyprus or something like that, or Portugal. Okay, the minute it's probably looking like Spain, but keep your eye on the prize. Now, in the next few weeks, we will be in that villa, and we'll be sitting there, and we'll be sipping the wine on the evening, we'll be eating the olives, the kids will be playing in the pool, and we're going to have 2 weeks. It's going to be absolutely wonderful. Okay, and when we started doTERRA, we couldn't afford to go to the end of the street. Okay, so it's starting to come together. It takes a little bit of time, but it's about being effective with the time and having the reason why. Okay, and I know why I'm doing doTERRA, and I hope you know why you're doing doTERRA, because that's your fuel. Because doTERRA is the vehicle, but your reason why is your fuel. And if you don't put fuel into your vehicle, it's not going to go very far. So that's really, really important. Okay, so look, I hope you've gotten some value from that, and it's inspired you a little bit, and it's also given you some guidance, because there's nothing special about me. All I do is make a special effort. And the reason why I make the effort is because the strength of my reason why. This is not rocket science. It's basic, fundamental stuff. You need leads. You need a system. You need to be consistent. And you need a little bit of advertising money to be able to build this business, and you can achieve great things. So let me just stop the recording, everyone. So that's